too, and also for the Navy guys. Let's get everybody included on this request old thing here. This is Dave Dudley.
Pardon me for being so bold. But you got a cigarette that's already rolled? I gave him one. He lit it his own good time. The smoke in that pool room hung like fog. When he talked, he sounded like a growling dog. He said, "Would you care for $1 on the 5 and the 9? Now this man was ugly and his eyes were mean. His clothes were dirty, but his hands were clean. He held that stick like a mother holds the hand of a child. Well, I've been known to hustle a few. When the waitress said, "Is he playing you?" And I said, "Yeah." "Bring me brandy. Water by." Little Red Parker was away in the back, taking quarters and handling racks. And I told him, "Red, come up here. Glue him up tight." That brandy had me feeling warm. I tipped that waitress and I checked her form. And I said, "Honey, you like a winner?" And she just smiled. I played like a man with a broken wrist. I won 2 and he won 6. And I had him set up, so I said, "Let's play for 5. By this time, a crowd had gathered around to see this fish and just watch him drown. I told that waitress, "More brandy, water by." Then he went out and got a custom cue. He said, "It's no offense to you, but I don't play off the wall with nobody but friends." It had gold initials and a leather grip, pearl and silver inlaid tip. He smiled at me and said, "Why don't we play for 10? Well, I never seen a man that walked who made those balls and table talk. They're speaking English. He sure didn't need my help. He broke the balls and kept that string for $187 in a ring until I gave up and said, "Friend, you're going to have to play by yourself." Well, he stacked it up and he walked outside. I strolled out just to watch him ride. There was a blonde and a caddy built like the rest of that car. The boys in the pool room, they had a laugh. I hung it up and just let it pass. Didn't have a thing but my elbows to put on the bar. And the waitress smiled and said, "Water buying?" I took the charity and I thanked her twice. Sitting there sipping when suddenly I had me a thought. Unlucky gambler and lucky in love. Guess you know what I was thinking of when I said, "Waitress, honey, what time do you get off?"
Hey, there you go. That was Dave Dudley in the Pool Shark. That went out to all the guys in the Army and in the Navy finance centers, the guys that are really working hard. Gang, I hope you could take time out to listen to that and get a chuckle, because if you can get a chuckle every day, that's what it's all about. We'll be back with more good country music right after this.
I've seen what drugs can do, and it's a scary and terrifying experience, believe me. You may think I'm just another guy from another generation reading some words, but I actually know. I've seen lives destroyed by people who just wanted a few kicks. But don't be taken in by people who think that they have all the answers for everything, because they haven't really got the answers. You find the truth within yourself and no place else, not from a pill or a cigarette or hypodermic needle. It's right there within your heart. So if you want a brighter tomorrow, don't use drugs today. Sounds like some sort of a commercial, doesn't it? Well, it is. It's a commercial about your life. And you better save it by shaping up. And you probably say to yourself, why should Mickey Rooney talk about drugs? Well, all I can say, dear friends, it takes one to know one.
There's a guy telling you the truth just like it is. That was Mickey Rooney. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to send another song down to our friends at Catlow, Sergeant Renfrew, Sergeant Monville's, and then Water Sergeant Hayes, our landlocked squid down there. This is a brand new song that we've got in the studios, and it's really not a country and western style song. However, it does feature the guitar and the banjo, and if you've guessed what it is, you probably guessed that it's a moving picture presentation, and it comes from the movie Deliverance. It's a soundtrack, and it's called the Battle of the Banjos. Again. He wins every time we play it on the show, don't we? That little 9-year-old kid playing that banjo just outplayed the daylights out of that guitar player. That was the Dueling Banjos, and that was from the movie soundtrack Deliverance. Hey, we've got a great bunch of listeners over in the 525th MI group, okay? And they are headed by Colonel Cole. He happens to be the group commander, and we'd like to play a song for everyone over there, okay? Let's play a big production, okay? A Bob Wills tune. How's that
San
for...
Antonio Road.
Oh, talked right over him, didn't I? How's that for going back? That was Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, and that was called the San Antonio Rose, a special request for Colonel Cole, the group commander of the 525th MI Group. So let's play one for the rest of the guys, okay? This is the Saigon Tea Special by Liz Anderson, otherwise Husband Hunting.
I'm lonely and I'm looking for a husband, like I do every Friday at this time. A frisky thinking, whiskey drinking husband. I'm looking for a husband and he's mine. If there's a tavern in the town, then that's where I'll look for my man. It's payday and he's nowhere to be found, so I'm husband hunting again. All week long he's good as gold and then some, a really sweet and family-loving guy. When payday comes, he's high and wide and handsome. He's high and wide and handsome, mostly high. If there's a tavern in the town, then that's where I'll look for my man. It's payday and he's nowhere to be found, so I'm husband hunting again. I'm looking for a husband who is faithful, who's used to working hard for every cent. I'm looking for him and I'd sure be grateful to get to him before he drinks the rent. If there's a tavern in the town, then that's where I'll look for my man. It's payday and he's nowhere to be found, so I'm husband hunting again. If there's a tavern in the town, then that's where I'll look for my man.
Hey, there you go. That was Liz Anderson and a 1,000-piece Saigon Tea song called Husband Hunting. You heard it right here on the Town and Country Radio Show at 9 minutes until 5 o'clock. And, folks, we got some chores to do here. Well, I got to get my thing started here before I can do any chores. Okay, everything's ready? Okay, push the button. It's still not working. It's popping right back out. Well, I'll have to change machines here. You just heard technical difficulties over the air. Well, hey, now it's working. Okay, this is what's on at the movies. The popcorn-chewing, knee-slapping passion pits here in Vietnam. At Thompson New Theater number 1, it's A Man Called Sledge, a restricted movie. James Garner and Dennis Weaver starred in that movie. Thompson New Theater number 2, it's Bad Company, rated PG, Barry Brown and Jeff Bridges. Over at the MacV compound on the marquee, you'll see XYZ. It's restricted with Elizabeth Taylor, Michael Caine, and Susanna Yark, while at the MacV Annex, it's Shaft's Big Score, another restricted movie. Richard Roundtree and Moses Gunn on the screen. At Ben Watts Dollars, another restricted movie. Warren Beatty and Goldie Hawn starred. And at Canto, it's Horror on Snape Island, another restricted movie. Bryant Halliday and Jill Hayworth. And checking the movie for our friends way up north at Da Nang Theater number 1, it's Bless the Beasts and Children, rated PG. Bill Mumy and Barry Robbins. And finally at Da Nang Theater number 2, it's Portnoy's Complaint, a restricted movie with Richard Benjamin and Karen Black. And as we spin back into country music here on the Town and Country Radio Show, let's pull on a classic, a real big classic. This is Bobby Bear, and he's going to Detroit City.
I want to go home. Oh, I want to go home. Last night I went to sleep in Detroit City, and I dreamed about those cotton fields and home. I dreamed about my mother, dear old papa, sister, and brother. I dreamed about that girl who's been waiting for so long. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. Home folks think I'm big in Detroit City. From the letters that I write, they think I'm fine. But by day I make the cards, by night I make the bars. If only they could read between the lines. 'Cause you know, I rode a freight train north to Detroit City. And after all these years I find that I've just been wasting my time. So I just think I'll take my foolish pride and put it on a southbound freight and ride. Go on back to the loved ones, the ones that I left waiting so far behind. I wanna go home. I wanna go home.
Hey, how about that one for a memory maker? That was Bobby Bear in Detroit City. You heard it right here on the Town and Country Radio Show, where you get country music every day, Monday through Friday, from 4:10 until 6 o'clock. Right now, moving on the way toward news, it's going to be Kenny Price and his Northeast Arkansas, Mississippi County bootlegger.
There wasn't nobody that ever liked him, far less that loved him. If you never got the chance to know him, you wouldn't have thought too much of him. Folks said he was half mean. It was so, that's all I mean, he had to be as big as he was. He was my daddy and he raised me, the Northeast Arkansas, Mississippi County bootlegger. I can't say that all he did in his life was always right. I've heard talking back before I was born that he killed a man in a fight, but all I know about him was how he took care of his own, and some he didn't have to. They'd shun him through the day, but at night they'd buy from the Northeast Arkansas, Mississippi County bootlegger. He was my daddy and he raised me, the Northeast Arkansas, Mississippi County bootlegger. My mama used to take me down to the Crossroad Church on Sunday. The deacons and the ladies would talk about us and how we got our money, but that didn't stop them. When they decided they wanted a brand new sanctuary, they came to see Mama, and the house of God was paid for by the Northeast Arkansas, Mississippi County bootlegger. Now a man can only do the best he can by those he loves. And maybe the little living that he made for us, some of us were jealous of. The law of the land said he couldn't do it, but there's also the law of supply and demand. If it hadn't been him, there might have been someone who wasn't as honest as the Northeast Arkansas, Mississippi County bootlegger. Yeah, he was a good man. When he died, I cried for the Northeast Arkansas, Mississippi County bootlegger.
That was Kenny Price, the Northeast Arkansas, Mississippi County bootlegger, giving us a chance to break here for 5 minutes of late world news. Got to take time out to cycle a malaria pill and slop the hogs, folks. We'll see you in just 5 minutes, so don't you dare go away. We got some great country music on the other side of 5, more requests, and more to talk about. And you'll be sitting here with the old stump-jumping, clod-kicking, snuff-dipping country fella, Air Force Sergeant Don Cotterell.
This is the American Forces Vietnam Network.
There are markets for practically everything in Vietnam, and there's one market that will buy and sell almost anything. It's the black market. It deals in stolen and illegal items. If you aren't market.
News compiled from major commercial and military news sources.
It's 5 p.m. In the top of the news, Senator John Stennis underwent a lengthy operation at Walter Reed Army Medical Center after he was shot during a holdup in front of his Washington home today. The surgery was for the removal of 2 bullets, one from the senator's chest and the other from his left leg. A hospital spokesman says that Stennis's condition is listed as stable. White House News Secretary Ronald Ziegler says President Nixon has been informed of the shooting and has instructed the FBI to assist in every possible way. A 1971 law makes it a federal crime to assault or kidnap or kill a member of Congress. Stennis, who entered the Senate in 1947, is chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Police spokesmen say the 71-year-old Mississippi Democrat was shot as he stepped from his car in front of his home. They say the assailants got Stennis's gold watch, wallet, and 25 cents in change. The senator reportedly offered no resistance to his assailants, and after being shot, crawled 50 feet to his house, where his wife called the police. Police say they are searching for 2 black men in connection with the shooting. The judge in the Pentagon Papers trial has ordered the government to give the defense 11 previously withheld studies, which he said could be of help to the defendants. Judge Matt Burns' ruling in Los Angeles gives the defense written government assessments that say 8 of the 18 volumes of Vietnam War documents would have had no adverse effect on national security. Daniel Ellsberg and Anthony Russo are charged with copying the papers in 1969. The State Department says civilian prisoners of war returning from North Vietnam who want to talk to reporters will not be denied military medical treatment. A previous report from a State Department official in the Philippines had said civilian POWs would not receive medical treatment if they chose to speak to newsmen. North Vietnam has admitted holding 32 civilians, 27 of whom are Americans. A majority of Americans reportedly are satisfied that President Nixon is achieving peace with honor in Vietnam. A Gallup telephone poll also shows that most hold little confidence in the future of South Vietnam, however. And they also don't want U.S. troops helping Saigon's forces if North Vietnam tries to take over. The poll was conducted among 577 persons 18 years of age and older last Thursday. That was 2 days after the president's announcement of a peace settlement, and a majority of those surveyed also felt that the recent bombing of the North Vietnamese heartland helped bring about the peace. Taking over today, as Defense Secretary, Elliot Richardson said he believes it's an essential and as ever to maintain strength. Richardson says our military forces must be maintained so the president can negotiate from a position of strength. Elsewhere in the news, the Nixon Economic Manifesto for fiscal year 1974 says that, quote, only by holding the line on federal spending will we be able to reduce the inflation rate further. The President's annual economic report to Congress claims that 1973 can indeed be a great year for the American economy. 2 Democratic leaders of Congress say they'll go along with the President's clampdown on federal spending, but House Speaker Carl Albert and Senate Majority Leader Mike Mansfield say they'll try to persuade Congress to change the budget's priorities. The 2 Democrats want to see more money for domestic programs. Passengers on an Iberia Airlines 747 have left New Orleans for Montreal in another plane after an anonymous bomb threat. The original aircraft was searched for 5 hours, but no bomb was found. The plane, en route to Montreal from Mexico City, landed in New Orleans 15 minutes before the bomb was to have exploded. The 103 passengers left the plane by emergency chute. Teachers' strikes in St. Louis and Philadelphia still affect a total of almost 400,000 students. In St. Louis, public schools remain closed for the 7th day as some 3,000 teachers picketed most of the city's 166 schools. And in Philadelphia, 285,000 students have 33 out of regular school classes since January 8th. The government will spend 2 cents less of each dollar on national defense in fiscal year 74 than in the current year, and 2 cents more on human resources. President Nixon's newly released budget contemplates spending 47 cents of each dollar on human resources and 30 cents on defense. And that's AFVN News to this hour. This is Army Specialist Jerry Elliot.
News compiled from major commercial and military news sources.
Hello there, Sweeney. Whenever I'm in Vietnam, I always listen to the Don Cotterell Town and Country radio show. I'm Penelope Fudgebottom, but I ain't never been to Vietnam.
A malaria pill on a galloping horse. Will it work or won't it?
Straight shooters always win. Lawbreakers always lose. The Tom Mix Hot Mush Straight Shooters Club is on the air.
Well, looky here. It's roundup time. So let's get going.
But first...
When it's hot mush time at breakfast, then it's time for us to eat. It's a grand hot whole wheat cereal made of golden western wheat. Ranker says it is delicious. And you'll find before you're through that with lots of cream, boy, it sure tastes neat. It's the tops for breakfast too. Ask your mother in the morning to serve you up a steaming tray. It's a grand hot whole wheat cereal, and the cowboys think it's great. Once you try it, you'll stick by it. Comic says it's swell to eat. Jane and Jimmy too think it's best for you. Hot mush cereal can't be beat.
Look, Jimmy, up on that ridge. Redskins.
Tom Mix, everybody. Live.
Jane and Jimmy too think it's best for you. Hot mush cereal can't be beat.
And so starts part 2 of the Town and Country Radio Show with Air Force Sergeant Don Cotterell. Good, soft, easy listening music for you. Music just like this.
Back in the hills, me and my old pappy, we had us a still, a brewing white lightning till the sun went down, and we'd take out a jug and we'd pass it around. Mighty, mighty pleasing, my pappy's gone squeezing. Woo! Hey! Say! White lightning! Well, I asked my old pappy why he called his brew White lightning instead of Mountain Dew. I took a little sip, and right away I knew, as my eyes bugged out and the shorts turned blue. Lightning started flashing, thunder started crashing. Ooh, hey, say, white lightning. Well, the team and the revenues too, searching for the place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my pappy kept a cooking. White lightning! Well, the city slicker came and he said, I'm tough. I gotta have a drink of that powerful stuff. He took one drink and he slugged it right down, and I heard him a moaning as he hit the ground.